Hey everybody, I'm your host Fanboy X. What's this white mass in front of me? Let's open it up and find out. This is Batman number 50. This is the wedding issue. I'm going to give my thoughts on it. If you have not read this yet and don't want it spoiled, or if you have not seen the spoiler that the New York Times put out, turn back now. This is your final warning. Spoilers ahead. If everybody's good, we'll proceed forward. Wedding, you are cordially invited. First of all, let me say this is a beautiful cover. I have read this, so I've read this and I knew about the New York Times spoiler, which was stupid. Starts out the fight with Kite Man. Lame. They're making the arrangements. They decide to go through with it at dawn. The whole thing takes you throughout their history together via letters that they're writing to each other. Batman gets the judge. Holly's supposed to be one of the two witnesses, and this is going to be important later. Holly Robinson, Catwoman's best friend. We get a callback to several different eras of the Bat and the Cat. 90s era, which this was my favorite Catwoman costume ever.
Where you want to go?
Going through how they first met and everything. Some of their fights together. So a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Basically goes through their wedding preparations, plus callbacks to their time together via the letters that they're writing to each other, which is very beautiful. And each time we get to one of the letter portions, a different artist and writer contributes to it, which is great. They finally meet. They finally meet up. And this becomes important. Holly's talking about when they first knew Batman. It's insanity, isn't it, Selena? You know, we've known him from the beginning. I just never knew. I don't know. I can't believe he's like this. He's never been like this. Like what? Happy. He always seemed to need his misery, you know. Like it was how he did what he did. What? And that becomes important later. Alfred and Bruce share a moment. They're very close for Butler and Employer. Some more of their history together. So they're getting ready to meet. Selena's talking to Holly about, do you think I could be a hero? Bruce is talking to Alfred about, you think I could be happy? It's a really nice moment. And this is Bruce. The ending of Bruce's letter to Selena about how he could try to love her more, be more than that kid that lost his parents. And here we go. This is Selena's letter, the last part of it, to Batman. You're still a child, Bruce, a hurt child. These past months, the desert, the boy, Superman, Wonder Woman, Ivy. But what you do with that hurt? I saw the hero that it made you. And then, as if to prove what I saw, Booster, a rolling horror because you're content. Joker, knowing if you were settled, you couldn't stop him. You're an engine that turns pain into hope. If we're happy, and we could be so happy, if I help that lonely boy with the lovely eyes, I kill that engine. I kill Batman. I kill the person who saves everyone. How can I do that? How can I love you so much and look in your eyes into that endless blue, that gorgeous blue that calls me, knowing to save the world, heroes make sacrifices. That's the lesson of every story. I wish I could give my life, but I can't. I have to give more. My sacrifice is my love. It's you. So then, this is the part that the New York Times spoiled. This is the rooftop where they're supposed to, or near the rooftop where they're supposed to meet. She discards a veil, jumps off in one direction. Bruce realizes she's not coming, takes off his tie, goes in the other direction. Them going opposite directions. Like always. That's always been their story. They're like Hawkman and Hawkgirl, Daredevil and Elektra. Always meant to be together yet forever apart. I know this ticked off a lot of people that were waiting for the big event. I think this is beautiful. And there's a twist. Holly is working for Bane. She brought me back, locked me up, then she left alone. She's devastated but determined, as you said she'd be. I don't know about him. We left before I didn't see what he was. Do not worry. I know. He is what I have made him. The bat is broken. Dum, dum, dum. She's working for Bane. She put those thoughts into Selena's head about him needing his misery to do what he does. And it was all an attempt by Bane to destroy Batman once again. Not by breaking his spine, but by breaking his heart. Something didn't settle well with me about the look on Holly's face either. And now I know what it was. Bum, bum, bum. So, they don't get married. They go their separate ways. That's what the New York Times spoiled, but oh, there was so much more to it. Oh, so much more. Now, in the wake of this, It's going to be interesting to see what Bane's up to. What will the separate journeys of Bruce Wayne and Selina Kyle, where will it take them? We don't know. So, I'm going to close this book out by reading their letters to each other. They're on pages, side by side. I'll indicate which one is which. Batman. Cat. Catwoman. Bat. Flip through. Batman. We met on a boat. You called yourself the Cat. You were stealing jewelry dressed as an old woman. You were so good, you had a plan. You executed it. But there was hesitation to you, and empathy for the victim. It slowed you, and because it slowed you, I stopped you. Another crime foiled. Another cowardly, suspicious criminal caught. Another normal, forgettable day as Batman. Then I saw your eyes. Now we jump over to Catwoman. We met on the street. You were playing hero, trying to save Holly, really trying to save everyone. FYI, I think this is a reference to Batman Year One. Striking out with power but without finesse or grace. A bat in flight, screaming, hoping the scare is enough. You're making a fool of yourself. I jumped in, tried to stop you from hurting anyone. From getting hurt, and we fought. You're another man, asserting your will. Trying to lord over a world you didn't understand. I'd known 1,000 like you. I'd known 1,000 more. Then, I saw your eyes. So, here's Batman again. I learned trained to be a detective, to turn details into stories. A person comes into a room. I see the dust under the nail, the black stain on the leg, the scratch under the eyebrow. I make a story. The dust, hastily digging, but cleaned up thoroughly. The stain, tar from the Gotham pits. The scratch, a woman's nail fighting. I see the man. I see the murderer. But the time I'd captured you, I knew you. Where you'd been, what you'd done, who you were. Like everyone else, you were a mystery to be solved. You called yourself Cat. You had green eyes, of course. But then, when you looked at me, when I really saw you, your eyes, they're not what they should be. Catwoman again. I read people, men, women, I have to, had to. I learned through the only way you can learn in the alleys of Gotham, trial in some horrible era. The key, the eyes. Look there, and you see the secret intention, the need, the next move. And you knew how to move, how to run, how to claw, how to hurt. I looked into your eyes and I saw everything about you. I knew you. The hero with his big, blue hero eyes. You were easy, but then, your eyes, they're not what they should be. Here we go again. They're blue. Or they start as blue. Their origin isn't them. This is Batman speaking. The pure blue of an untouched sky. Then inside the blue, sudden sparks of yellow. One, then another, then dozens swirling into each other, touching, touching each other. When they touch, purple, orange, red flames. All of it from afar comes to rest as green, but up close you see that there's no rest there. It's a war of colors, not a war, a dance. Catwoman. The eyes are never blue. A speck of white or yellow, a hint of green. There's always a flaw here and there. White, slivers of white. Like snow falling, showing the cold of it all. It's here the flaws that come with life. Boys and girls have pure blue eyes. But men, heroes, that's the blue of truth, justice, and the American way. Blue trying to be blue but failing. Discovering itself shattered, dying. When I looked at you then, when I look at you now, I search for the flaws. They must be there. They have to be. I look, and I find only blue. It's really good writing in their correspondence with each other. I fight with my eyes covered, white slits in a black mask. These criminals, these strangers, all the people I have to. This is Batman once again. Help. I don't want them to see me, my eyes. I want them to see the bat, not the man. I want to be the bat, not the man. But you, when you're out there swinging through Gotham in all your costumes, I can always see your eyes. Okay, a moment again. I let them see my eyes. I dare them to look. As I surprise them, kick them, steal from them. As I prove I am their master. No one is my master. I want them to know me. To look right at the cat Gotham tried to put down. And understand that she's still here. Whatever you do, she'll always be here. But you, those blues, all those years, on all those rooftops, I never saw your eyes. Batman once again. I know why you let them look. They glance, they see the green. Then you surprise them, probably kick them, maybe steal from them. You leave and they have their story about you. They tell all their friends, the whole world knows. The cat couldn't be put down. That won't ever be put down. And all those eyes. It's all in those eyes to them. Cat eyes. They're all detectives. They think they know something deep, profound. But they don't know a thing, do they? Those little white slits. This is Kevin. Those little white slits tell them everything. There's a man it's impossible to understand. A man of pure anger. A bat. An animal. The Dark Knight, the Cape Crusader, the world's greatest detective. A man whose power is he's the best he can be at everything anyone can be. He's not like us. He's better than us. That scares them, yes, but it also comforts them. And because he's better than us, he will always be there. As each night returns, so shall the bat. Forever, and forever we shall be saved. Batman. Your eyes are not one thing. They change, they move, they ascend, they fall. The details in them, they defy anything I can do as a detective. I can't make them into a story, just like I can't make you into a story. You're not the cat. You're not Selena. You're not the little girl in the alleys. You're not someone who can be figured out or solved, and you never will be. Catwoman. You had your eyes because they reveal you fully. There's nothing in the blue beneath the blue on the blue, because there you are. Not the flawed hero, but the boy in pain. The boy longing not to be alone. The plea of please, help, someone help me. Just be there, be here with me. And no one comes, and you head out into the night. Not despite that longing, but because of it. You fight for the city. You save this world, this everything. That's your power. Bruce, more than anything else. You look upon the world with the eyes of a child. Your blue is pure and perfect and desolate. This is the final portion of Batman's letter to Selina. What you show me, what your eyes show me, something I never understood, at the least since the pearls. There are mysteries that can't be solved. That's what makes me look at myself, to think that maybe I can't be solved. Could be more than a boy whose parents are dead, who spends his life warring on crime because of that death. I can move beyond that trap, that simplification, that suicide, that pain. Maybe I can be someone undefined. I can be the man who looks into your eyes, who sees beyond the green. The man who knows you will always try to know you better. The man who loves you, who will always try to love you better. In the final half of Selina's correspondence to Batman, I read earlier. And so they go their separate ways. Theirs is a love story that never seems to end, nor be fulfilled. That's what really makes the two characters work. Love, always, with all my love. Bat. Cat. And thus the story ends. It's a very beautiful book. It's bittersweet. To know that they've come this close, only to be pulled back that close by one of Batman's greatest foes. A man who has now not broken him once, but twice. First his spine, and now his heart, but perhaps not his resolve. Batman number 50, The Wedding. It's a beautiful book. As I said, the story is bittersweet. but it's deeply written, deeply moving. It's worth it despite any spoilers here, despite any the New York Times may have put out. I recommend picking up a copy when you can. I don't think you'll regret it. As much as I would have loved to have seen them actually wed, just as they did on Earth 2. But they do not. Once again. But that's okay. Perhaps one day again, they'll come this close and finally succeed. So Batman number 50. Pick up an issue for yourself. It's a good story. This is Fanboy X, signing off.